All right, Xbox boss leaves Microsoft. Microsoft at Gamescom, and a Fez patch for Xbox Live Arcade. This is Week in Gaming. All right, welcome to this week of Week in Gaming. The format looks a little different. Terrapixel is in Hawaii, looking for dinosaurs. So I've decided, doing it on my own, to kind of change the format around. I've had some comments lately of people saying they enjoy the news, the quick, little tidbits of news. And I noticed the past few Week in Gaming, I've kind of fixated on certain subjects, ranted about them. I'm going to save that for the podcast, and I'm going to stick to news here for Week in Gaming. First up, Don Mattrick, the head of Xbox, has left the company. He's left Microsoft. He's now with Zynga. They went ahead and gave him $50 million to go to Zynga, which is crazy. With publishers complaining about used game sales, losing money on that, it sure is crazy that they have all that extra money to just throw to people randomly. He hasn't even done anything for Zynga yet, and they're just giving him money. So, without a head of Xbox, Steve Ballmer has decided to take the head of Windows, or the president of Windows. I don't know what the title is. Sorry, I didn't really look that up. And she is now going to be the head of the Xbox division. So that's interesting. I like Don Mattrick because of his gaming background. I don't know how much say he's had in this DRM stuff, especially since they backtracked. I don't know. I don't know all that. So maybe this is better for the company. We'll see. I hope it gets better. Next news article, kind of in line with this, is Microsoft will be at Gamescom. It will be the first time. This will be in Cologne, and they will be doing a press conference on the Xbox platform. Now, what's good about that is it looks like they're ramping up their gaming stuff. Okay, they know what they've been doing wrong recently. So I'd like to see what they do here. Now, this will be their second thing since E3. Now, if you look at Sony, they did their PS4 reveal, and people still had questions about that. But then they had E3, and Sony killed it. So let's see if Microsoft can do the same thing, being their second conference for Xbox One, if they can just kill it. And we'll see. We'll see what they do. Next up, so Precursor Games. Now, these are the guys that did the Eternal Darkness on the GameCube. Dennis Dyack, some of the developers, are now with Precursor Games, working on Shadows of the Eternal. It's like a spiritual successor to Eternal Darkness. Now, they did a Kickstarter, and the Kickstarter failed. Okay, and a bunch of controversy around that. People are like, "Is this ever going to get off the ground?" Well, then one of their developers gets arrested on charges of child pornography, which is pretty sad. But it makes me wonder if all of this is the game, if this is Eternal Darkness 2. All this that we're going through. Because if you remember Eternal Darkness on the GameCube, the game would mess with you. It would say that it deleted all your saves, or it would just, the screen would go crazy. So it's like, is this the game? Is this Eternal Darkness 2 that we're all going through right now? I'd like to see the game get off the ground, though. I'd really like to see it happen. All right, and Fez is finally seeing the patch it needs on Xbox Live Arcade. So Fez is a game made by Polytron, more specifically Phil Fish. Had a bug in it where it would delete your save. Your save would just be gone, and you'd have to start over. You never know when it would happen, or why it would happen, or how it would happen. So it was never patched because Microsoft demanded a large sum of money for patches. Microsoft allows developers to patch games a certain amount of times, but then after that they have to pay. It's kind of a way of saying, make sure your game's not buggy when you release it, so we don't have to keep patching it, or our consumers don't have to go through this. And so I kind of agree with them there. But I guess because it's the end of the console life cycle, they've now lifted that restriction, and I mentioned that on a Week in Gaming prior, and Phil Fish on Twitter has said, patch is coming for Fez and Xbox Live Arcade, but it could take a few months. So that's good news. Finally getting a patch for those of you worried about playing it, but it is on Steam too if you wanted to play it there as well. So Double Fine that had the Double Fine adventure on Kickstarter, asking for $400,000 to make an adventure game, and it reached over $3 million. Are now asking for more money. Yeah, apparently they need more money to finish the game, and they're doing it with a Steam Early Access, where you can purchase the game, and there might be more to it than that, but they're asking for more money to get the first part of the game. Now, a lot of people are angry about this. I can kind of see that, but at the same time, this is still better than a actual publisher doing this. Although, if you think about it, if someone had that power, they're able to easily get money from their fans, they could then milk them. But I'm not saying they're doing that here, but I'm just saying just because it is not a publisher doesn't mean that those anti-consumer tactics can still be used. Whatever the case, I'm actually not interested in the Kickstarter. Adventure games of late haven't been of any interest to me. So I do think it's very interesting to see if other Kickstarters do that in the future. Also, next week, game releases. We have Sid Meier's Civilization 5 Brave New World expansion pack to Civilization 5, which has been going on forever. Also, Metal Gear Solid Legacy Collection for the PS3. I did not see an Xbox 360 version listed. That's something I'd like to get into. It contains nearly all the Metal Gear Solid games, even Metal Gear, the original Metal Gear. Also, NCAA football, which I do not care about. All right, now to the comments. I asked, with this current console generation about the end, what is there to look forward to? I had Swang, I believe is how you pronounce his name, saying, well, I'm waiting for the new Pokemon at Phoenix Wright Games. If we're talking about consoles, then the one I'm excited for is Saints Row 4 because it feels like now they are connecting both their past game, Red Faction, which was all about space stuff, and a very serious plot with their Saints Row game, making this weird, fun space sandbox thing. I just can't wait for it. That sounds right. That is a game I am looking forward to. I love Saints Row the Third, and I love their game, Red Faction Armageddon. Even the latest one, not as fun as Guerrilla because that was open world, but Armageddon still had some cool stuff, like the Descent style levels in the mechs. So Saints Row 4, I can see that encompassing everything. We're gonna have space, we're gonna have aliens, we're gonna have still drive cars around the city, but then you can have probably spaceships, mechs, all that. Sounds really awesome. Next comment from Shulam Yep. Without any doubt, GTA 5, a game with a long lifetime and replay value, probably my last retail purchase this gen. Yeah, a lot of people like Grand Theft Auto, and Grand Theft Auto is a type of game that's not just for gamers. Grand Theft Auto is just a pastime, so you don't have to be a gamer to like it, so the game is going to sell like crazy anyway. Me, I personally don't care for the Grand Theft Auto games. I don't like the limitlessness of being a criminal. I kind of like the limits imposed by being a morally standing citizen. I don't know how to explain that really. I like True Crime Streets of LA. I really like how they did that. You got more points for like arresting for takedowns rather than just shooting someone. I guess Grand Theft Auto is also known for the story, but lately, the past ones I played, didn't really care about it. I've actually played a few hours of each one, but I could just never really get through it. And I'm not the type of guy that just sits back and just causes destruction for fun. I like to play a game with an objective and a point to get to the end. So, yeah, that's that. Well, yeah, that's all really for the comments. Because I wasn't giving a game away for free, there wasn't really a reason for people to comment. Hopefully, more exposure this video gets, more reason for people to comment. And I'll probably be giving away more games in the future. Just it costs money for me to do that, so I don't really do too much. Comment though, if you care to comment for next week on this video, is do you have a Wii U, and if not, do you plan on getting one? I personally don't have one, and I want to get one now that I'm seeing the new Luigi, the new Mario, the new games. It's making me excited. New Donkey Kong. So I do want to get a Wii U. I really do. So I guess that's really it for this week. Hope you guys like this new format. Be sure to subscribe and watch any of the other videos, comment, and thanks for tuning in. See you next week.